Tonight is Donation League night. Mr. Quandra gets us kicked off here with Obosh Murktide Moon, a odd set of cards. And odd not in the fact that they're not well synergized. No, odd because Obosh has a requirement for deck building, and that requirement is no even mana value. It's all odd. We have ones, threes, fives, sevens. Okay, we don't have any nines. We're not getting that high, but we have these. Now, what's interesting here is this is a little bit of a blend of kind of three strategies. You're used to seeing Obosh Prowess, where you do Bone Crushers, Seasoned Pyromancers, maybe Chandra Dress to Kill, Ragavans, Darcys, Bolts, burn. Then you have Blue Moon, which would be a lot of your Archmage Charms, Cryptic Commands, Memory Deluges, and Counter Spells, along with, obviously, Blood Moon. And then finally, Murktide, and makes sense, Murktide and Darcy. Sometimes you have spell bombs or baubles or other artifact cards to get into the graveyard. Sometimes you also have things like Expressive Iteration, which is a sorcery that helps you here. We have the Blue Moon aspect, which is very instant. We have the Obosh building requirement, giving us Obosh, and we have the top end Murktide things going on here. It's interesting strategy. It's kind of like, I couldn't pick one. Let's go with all of them. We've adjusted a few things because turning Delirium on is a little bit more difficult in this, but not impossible. We'll see how that plays out in the league. If you want to donate for a league like Mr. Quandra and get it played on the stream and then upload to YouTube, check out the description below. And for the Twitch folks, !donate, I believe, will get you there. Mr. Quandra, I think we're about ready to go. It's going to be an interesting one. It's going to be interesting. I think I'm hoping to run into some decent creature matchups. It'd be great to run into Murktide. I think Murktide's probably a little more optimized, but at the same time, what would be very interesting is just to see how we can hang with them. It'd be great to run into probably Tron tonight, since we have a reasonable amount of Blood Moons and Alpine Moons and things like that. So let's go ahead and get things going here. Let's play some Magic, not the challenge. Let's go to a league. And let's hope for a good league here. Once again, Mr. Quandra, thank you so much for donating. I hope you do enjoy this. Let's not go 05. There perhaps is always that risk, but fingers crossed we won't do that. We'll see also if 21 lands is enough. I'm hoping it will be. We always get kind of excited. We do have quite a few 1-drops and 3-drops. When you think about this is kind of like a 2-drop anyway. So, you know, we may not cast Obosh too much, but we got that backup. We got 1s and 2s and 3s. Pretty low to the ground list. We'll see what happens. Void Winnower for the ultimate odd tribal. There you go. Yeah, a couple 2-drops kind of hidden in here. In the Bone Crusher Giant, we got the Brazen Borrowers. Murktide's kind of like that 2-drop. Ragavan is kind of like a 2-drop. You can dash it in. So we have this kind of, if this view would let me separate it out, we do have this kind of nice curve that can happen. Obviously, you don't tend to play Murktide on turn 2. But if we had like a 2-drop and a 1-drop, that'd be nice. How important is Brazen Borrower? 4 times Darcy seems pretty good. Now, we're not going to activate Darcy too often in this build because we don't have the baubles. I think I'm bringing it in as a little bit of edge on the, this is a tempo-ish list. While Darcy would be great as a 3-3 attacking, Brazen Borrower actually is a 3-1 attacker. We'll see, though. Every now and then when we draw a Brazen Borrower, make that mental note. Did we want Darcy here, or did we want actually Brazen Borrower? We're hoping that we can bounce a few things and be a little bit better maybe in game 1. Murktide list would play something like, say, Dead Gone. We bounce your thing with Brazen Borrower. Hey, look who it is. We're going to get a nice, solid tier 1 list starting things off here. We'll see how this first match goes. We have a Luris opponent. We have 2 Considers, a lot of 1-drops, a single land. Single land here. A little bit little bit nerve-wracking, but I think we can go ahead and lead with Ragavan and be okay here. Test my opponent. Remember, 1s and 2 landers are probably, for the most part, okay in this one. Why Principe? Tron? Potentially. Potentially. We'll find out. Last God. Shh. Is there an artifact to play main? We could have snuck in the Pyrite Spellbomb or 2 of those instead of maybe an Otherworldly Gaze plus something else. Definitely something we could consider in the future. Remember, some of this is going to be testing. You don't like Gaze? Too bad. Donate for your list and I'll take it out. Mr. Quander's got the Gazes. We're playing the Gazes. What's up, Hansa? How's it going? Copperline Gorge. Ragavan looks like it's going to connect here. Copperline Gorge. Bobble. Once Kami comes out, there we go. We have the island. We could leave up a sweet Archmage Charm if Ragavan hits here. Well, we're doing bobble things. In for 2. Nope. 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 All right, we'll let that go. We're going to play our island. We're going to play out a Darcy. We're going to go ahead and consider and make full value of this. I think we can wait, make it look like, you know, got something fancy to do here. No Bitter Blossom. They bolted the Ragavan. It's all right. They also don't know if this is going to become a 3-3 at any point. This could be the mental game that we play against a lot of opponents. Keep in mind that if we find a Blood Moon, we might just send it. And that'll make this easily get there. Wow, 5-color Domain Zoo, probably. This is going to be fun. Need to find that Blood Moon. Oh, Ren and 6, pretty good. That's okay. They down tick here. We're going to go ahead and use our Consider. Surveil. See if we can hit another land. There's a Brazen Borrower. Probably not enough here. Let's put that into the graveyard. That's an interesting one. That is a interesting one. Do we want another Ragavan here? We have to kill the Ren and 6. We could dash and monkey to do that. I kind of want to just put this into the graveyard because I have the Bone Crusher. Let's go ahead and put that into the graveyard as well. Woo! Okay. I'll take that. Okay. That's pretty good. And a Steam Vents. You can consider. What do we have here? We only have one real instant. I could put a second one in there. I could hit the Murktide. Hit the Murktide, consider, and then... Or hit the Ren and 6. Consider, and then we'll play something. That seems good. Let's go ahead and shock this in. Let's go ahead and stomp Ren and 6. Pass the turn. We'll use Consider, and then we'll see what we want to do. Maybe get another spell in there or something like that. This is feeling like a Domain Zoo. I guess Copperline Gorge isn't very Domain Zoo-like. This would be a stomping ground if it was Domain Zoo. The Temple Garden is very interesting here, though. Oh, there's a Saga. Okay. 2-drop Ragavan of their own. We'll just let them take the top spell, whatever it is. Surely it's not too bad. It's an island. Seems good. A lot of colors, a lot of colors. Green mana. We got another Ren and 6. Okay. No lands. This is very interesting. The Saga, maybe they're just playing Wrenn and 6 just to rebuy Saga a whole bunch. I don't know. All right, let's consider. Deep down, I think I'm going to Murktide and then Archmage Charm, maybe this. Otherworldly Gaze. I think we can go ahead and put that into our graveyard. Bolt's not bad. All right, so we have 1, 2, 3. This could be 4 if I wanted it to. Let's take a draw. Another bolt. I almost just want it to be a thing now. Bolt Wrenn and 6, then play Murktide. Doesn't seem like a bad idea. Do I want this still? I don't know if I need the Otherworldly anymore. Let's go ahead and get a fairly big Murktide in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Make it a 7/7 so that a Unholy Heat doesn't kill it. All right, little exposed here. I guess a downtick Wrenn and 6 and Unholy Heat would do it if they can get something else in here, which would be the land. So my opponent could get rid of this. Got to commit everything to it. Basic Mountain. Please don't have Unholy Heat. Please. Planeswalker is a good way to get a Delirium, by the way. So I guess they're just Naya Saga. They have Luris, so they're just playing the low end. There's a Saga. There's the ping. All right. Looks like we're ping an Unholy Heat and Dash and Monkey. All right. No Dash and Monkey. They want to do Saga things. Well. Well, do we hurt ourselves so we can't cast this Archmage Charm? We have Bone Crusher plus a Lightning Bolt. This would really, it wouldn't stop another Wrenn and 6. And I want to get this down because Saga. I know one card is a Ragavan. We have the Bolt for that. It just feels bad to lose this Archmage Charm, but if they have like more Sagas in the future, and I don't want them to fetch something here that maybe gets rid of my graveyard, because a Murktide in the future would be nice. Let's just do this. Let's plan to get a land here. Bone Crusher, Lightning Bolt. You know, Dashing Monkey's not that scary this turn. They have one other color for a little bit. 3 damage, 10 to 17. I don't hate where we're at. Ooh. In a way, I don't need Fury just yet. This keeps bouncing back to hand. Ooh. Dragon Rage is a pretty good card. Can I get a land here? Got a bonus Murktide. Bonus Murktide. So let's go ahead and play Bone Crusher past turn. We'll take 3 in the air. No end step using of the treasure tokens good here. They have an Unholy Heat or a Bolt. They have another Bolt. My opponent's playing all the Bolts too. It's interesting because I played the Blood Moon. I may not find out what these other colors are really for. What's white for example? I'm in really deep trouble with that bolt when they bolted me. 5, 6, 7 damage. Going to 3. I mean, I'm not looking too good. Island helps us with the Murktide in play plus Lightning Bolt. Oh, and they have the basic forest here too. I don't believe this is enough, but we'll let my opponent make a mistake. Okay, so what do we want to do in probably game 2 here? All right, Pyrite Spellbomb does it. My opponent's playing the Pyrite Spellbomb. So, Alpine Moon can come in for Saga. Pyrite Spellbomb for creature removal. Opponent's still playing a lot of colors. I don't know if I want the Blood Moon, but I can consider the Blood Moon. Spell Pierce hits some spells. I think we're going to take 2 Otherworldly Gazes out. Fury looks great here. Opponent's got it all? They got a lot. They got a lot. We have a lot too. Let's take a Bone Crusher Giant out, perhaps. This is draws, but replaces the Bone Crusher. These all do 2 damage. These all do 3. Furies kill a lot of things too. I'm going to cut some of the charms. We could do that. I could cut a charm instead of an Otherworldly Gaze. Dig for my answers. Get a big... I think a big Murktide does it here. They have to commit 2 spells to it. I don't know. We could... Relic is a possibility instead of maybe like Brazen Borrower. You can slow down. Our graveyard doesn't matter as much. If we did that, I'd probably take a Murktide out and bring back in like the charm or something. Do I want Shattering Spree? No. I don't think so. I have Blood Moons and Alpine Moons. I think we want the Shattering Sprees and the Hammer matchups. You can bring the Brazen Borrower back in. Bouncing a token's not the worst. Like Archmage Charm, my token's not the worst either. We could try something like this. This is kind of a little bit of a hodgepodge of things. I do wonder how my opponent like deals with a Fury that gets to hit them once. So I think I'm going to take the Bone Crusher Giant out and stay with the 4 Murktides. I think the flying threat will be good. We'll have Brazen Borrower and Prismari and the Furies and Bolts to deal with their creatures. Remember, we also can get to Obosh and get a freebie card. All right, 2 lands here. A couple Bolts, Darcy. Looks fine to me. Let's put set a stop here. I'm gonna want that almost guaranteed. All right, Darcy pass turn. All right, let's see what happens here. I'm putting this here because I plan to maybe throw a bolt at them, trying to find the 3rd land so we can get to these Archmage Charms. Horizon Canopy. Shadow Spear. Well, that wasn't exactly expected. Let's go ahead and bolt them. Get a check. We're going to put that on top. Gladly take this. Attack, pass turn. All right. I think we're in pretty good shape here. Save the bolt for something like Ragavan or whatever. Might use Scalding Tarn and Bolt. Stomping Ground. Do we have just Red and 6 down tick? White red. We could take Shadow Spear. Could steal that. Could be mine. Okay. Dashing Monkey's always a pretty sight. Need a little bit more red. Hope we don't draw Blood Moon now. Prismari, put on top of your library. That looks fantastic. With them having a Shadow Spear, I'll gladly take that. All right, in for 1, pass turn. Now, we're not going to probably get Darcy up to 3. We'd have to find our Blood Moon or Alpine Moons to pitch. Or our relics. We could. Oh, there's a Saga. All right, I'm glad I have the Prismari command. Let's get to end step here, and let's go ahead and draw some cards. Let's use this side of Archmage Charm. Do I want to land? Could get to Obosh. Let's go ahead and pitch this one. Let's take 2 fresh cards. I like fresh cards. All right. Shockin. Play new Darcy. Swing with old Darcy. Our card selection going on from here on out is going to be very good. They didn't go to remove when I used the Archmage Charm because it's just a 1/1. They're not that scared. Forgotten Cave cycled. All right. How do we feel about this one so far? Pretty good, pretty good? I agree. All right, little Wooded Foothills. We'll let that resolve. Can I have that, please? Can I have yours, please? I don't need more lands. I really don't want more lands. I know we could get those and get Obosh, but I'm feeling like just ripping a Murktide off the top is pretty good. Curse you, Blood Moon. We can win here. If they go to make an Urza Saga token, we can Prismari kill and draw 2 discard. Let's go for the kill here. Yeah, we can loot and throw the Blood Moon away, and then these all fly. Let's see if they want to make the Saga token. They don't. Why don't you want to make the Saga token? At least we're past blockers now. I think we go for 2 damage to any target, and we draw 2 discard 2. Because we have a Blood Moon here, plus we have a million triggers here. They're gonna have to fetch anyway to kill one. Oh, I kind of want that. Oh well, graveyard. Let's go digging further and just see what else I can hit. Graveyard. That's a great graveyard. Let's draw some cards. Discard some cards. This is fun. This feels pretty powerful. They're thinking. Fetch, go to 9, kill one of these. I mean, they're not playing Path, are they? So now I can throw Blood Moon and Lightning Bolt to the graveyard, and I have Spell Pierce's back up now. 9? 9 ya? That's 7. bolts one of these. Send a bolt upstairs. Graveyard. Everything to the graveyard. I don't need any of this. Okay. Got him. Got him. Well, there's one way to do it. So we can get it there, and it's kind of like a surprise. Look at how good Prismari Command is. Look at how good Prismari Command is. All right. They didn't see Alpine Moon, which is nice. They obviously know about our Blood Moon. They did have a Shadow Spear. There's a little more argument to the Shattering Spree. A lot of spot removal. That's what my opponent's doing. Spot removal. I think if we shut down Saga, we're going to be in pretty good shape. I'm not convinced the Spell Pierces are very good. My opponent's so low to the ground. I'd almost rather just have a Brazen Borrower and maybe one of the Shattering Sprees in. I feel like Shattering Spree might be better than Spell Pierce. Because we really haven't... I mean, they're going to bolt or something like they just did, and they usually have about 2 mana left over. 1 to 2 in most cases. So I don't see the Spell Pierce doing a whole lot. It might be good. I mean, I'm on the draw. Maybe I should have that instead of this Brazen Borrower, but at least have the Shattering Spree. Yeah, a Spree would give us a sorcery. I could take one otherworldly out and put in the other Spree. Let's do that just in case the Saga tokens run away with it. And if we have like a nasty one or two artifacts they go fetch, I can get rid of them. All right, this hand's okay. Removal, bouncy, Fury to clean things up, plenty of mana. Got a Shock to start things off. No Alpine Moon. I think this is okay though. Fury does a lot for us. We can always get Obosh and like free cast Fury if we're in a real tight pickle here. Match 1 already proving to be pretty good, Mr. Quadra. I'm pretty happy with it so far. Playing against a bit of an oddball list here. There's Ragavan, doing the Ragavan things like they do. Well, if I get some fetches, I want to fetch. Although Blood Moon's pretty good, it seems, against them. All right. You come at me. I'm going to kill you. I'm going to kill you. Watch them have some protection spell. Scary. All right, what's the follow-up here? Forgotten Cave cycled. Interesting. I mean, that was technically a land. Basic Plains. Soul Guide Lantern. All right, Shattering Spree looking pretty okay here. Soul Guide Lantern keeps our Murktides a bit in check. We'll just have to see how that goes. Oh, fetch land. All right. Happy to fetch Basic Island, making Blood Moon a little more palatable to play. Ooh, a little Tarmogoyf. Bajuka Bog. Oh my gosh, they're just all the colors. I'm going to let them hit me here. I'm going to just get rid of the Polluted Delta here. I kind of don't want too much in my graveyard. So, small theory here. I could bounce this now and then Blood Moon. A Dashing Monkey is annoying, but Tarmogoyf might not come back. So, in the spirit of tempo, fetch land. I would like one more island before I play Blood Moon, but all right. Murktide's not bad. It's going to be a little hard to do it with a Soul Guide Lantern, but we're 2 away here from just Obosh and Big Fury and things like that, so. And Soul Guide Lantern was just popped here. 3 mana. It's not going to get Blood Moon. Luris to hand. All right, all right. Ooh, all right. Interesting lines here. I feel like I just play maybe Darcy. Maybe I think we're just going to play Darcy. Okay, so the theory here is I don't need to get the Murktide. I don't need to get Obosh here. I'm going to flash and Brazen Borrow. We're going to put the pressure on my opponent while the Blood Moon's making them sweat. If they play some creatures here, we Fury. If they kill our creatures, we're going to get to Murktide soon. It's the deal. Ooh, Dashing Monkey. All right. Exactly. Fury next turn. And we're going to be coming up on Murktide sooner or later here. Another Ragavan. That would have been nice. This does give them the green if they want it. They could play good old-fashioned Tarmogoyf here. Do they want to burn that treasure token on green for Tarmogoyf? What is Tarmogoyf right now? Tarmogoyf's a 4/5? Ugh. It's too big. I want to cast this. We draw. Ooh, we drew an island. All right. What if we just got Obosh here? 4, 5, 6. Man, I don't feel like I'm gonna just die out of nowhere here. Let's make it look like I have maybe Counterspell up. 6 damage here with the Dashing Ragavan. I know it's a very fake Counterspell with Obosh, but we can fake it. Get Luris Lantern. They hit my spree. They hit my spree. That's actually not too bad. We don't want the spree. Spree's not that great for us. They can Luris, they can't Soul Guide, though. All right, Tarmogoyf, kind of not thrilled about that. Another land. They could with a land drop. Fair. Relic would have been a nice draw. Shrink the Goyfs. Yeah, I was hoping for a red card so I could Obosh. Doubling it would only kill one of these, though. They already have a creature down here. It sucks these are 4/5s. I'm thinking we have to Murktide. How could we almost have lethal with Obosh? They have Monkey in hand. Oh, you're saying Murktide's going to connect next turn? We could try it. I think it's probably one of our few outs here. I think they're going to kill Murktide with a removal spell. We can try it. I mean, my opponent's barely played any removal, so here's the removal. Removes this, and then they got us. All right. These are 4/5s, right? Yeah. All right. Match 1 goes to our opponent here. And we had him pretty well taken care of. What was our next draw? Shattering Spree would have been a miss. Land. Otherworldly Gaze. 1, 2, 3. Then we could have worked with something here. Another Fury. It was going to take a few turns to get there, though. Didn't quite get there. All right. We almost locked out Tarmogoyf. Ragavan was a bit of a problem for us there. 0-1. Good start, though. And not disappointed. Close one. We even brought the Relic Sim. We were talking about him, not so sure. We brought him in. That would have taken care of the Tarmogoyfs and made the clock very different. And that would have worked nicely for us. But no dice. Yeah, you were saying Murktide blocks Monkey if they dashed in. Keep in mind, Monkey and the Unholy Heat was all they had that they could use. So it wasn't a bad line. It wasn't a bad line. We were the difference of the Tarmogoyfs away. If we could have gotten that Ragavan, would have been ours to take. 0-1. Let's put it behind us, though. Let's get that 1-1. Yep. Had to test if they had the removal. All right, let's play first. Reveal Obosh. Ooh, okay. It's kind of interesting. We have 2 Murktides here. We don't have red mana. That's okay though. Let's go for this. Let's test out Otherworldly Gaze. This is a great time to do it. What's up, Apex Gaming? Playing some Murk Obosh here. Obosh bluff counterspell was the play of the match. Thank you. It was, wasn't it? It was the best bluff ever. Had no faults to it. What's up, Nox? Nox LD land destruction. What is this? Is this little Pepe eating a pizza? What's going on there? Things are happening. That's what's up. Holding MTG cards. Okay. Click it and gets it a little bigger. I see them now. I'm like, man, that's like a little delicious pizza. How was your stream? Playing a donation list from one of our viewers tonight. Trying a little Otherworldly Gaze here. Whoa, just try them. All right, let's go ahead and what do I do? Put in graveyard, and I'll take my red land. And that'll let me dash in a monkey if I want it. Which I think I'm going to go ahead and do. Dash away. Dash. Sure. Bolt ya. I'll use it. Why not? Bolt ya. Darcy would have been pretty okay, too. I don't mind what I did because I got to bolt them. Although, now they might play Death Shadow. Oh, shoot. Oh, shoot. It's Indomitable Creativity. Well, Monkey's not getting in anymore. Maybe I do another Worldly Gaze here. You know what? Let's take a natural draw. I can play Darcy out and then do the gaze. A little bit of extra red here wouldn't hurt us either. And let's set up to get a big Murktide, hopefully. Pass the turn. Yeah, 0 is even, so it's no bobbles. Correct. Correct. Building around the Obosh constraint. It may not be worth it, but we're giving it a shot. That's what's happening. All right, opponent's doing something with mana. They don't have enough things. I really wish I could counter that. It's gonna be a little bit funky. The rain has arrived. And then it'll probably stop raining. Let's see what they get with expressive here. It's interesting. We flash this back. It like doesn't help this, but does. Arid Mesa. It gives them enough next turn to do creativity. Prison. I will look at it at in between the match. Graveyard, because I have an island. And then let's take a peek. 3 cards. Two, three, four. Brazen Borrow could be good. I don't need this. Bone Crusher doesn't kill Crab. And then let's put this, we say okay, and then we put this on top. We pick that up. Just gonna jam a Murktide here. Let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's gonna be a 4/4. Nothing special. Nothing special about this Murktide. I'm gonna hold Brazen Borrow up because if they go for creativity here, I could bounce something. They might go for it. I'm representing counter spell again in my Obosh list, which is not possible. All right, basic mountain. Okay, we just have to lose our creature. I feel like they're going to spin here, hitting Archon, and I'm going to bounce whatever they are going to try to target here. Spell Pierce. There you go. Spell Pierce is what we're representing. There you go, Last Garden. Representing cancel. Teferi. I hate it. I have a higher chance to hit the Crab in the future. I'd probably go ahead and just bounce the Clue. They're going to bounce Murktide here, almost guaranteed. Bounce the Crab so I could dash in to hit. I'm like, well, it doesn't matter that they had another Crab here. I was thinking I can like Brazen Borrow over top here. Obviously, I'm not going at instant speed anytime soon. Let's do sorcery speed stuff. Archmage Charm. Let's just put that into my graveyard. New land's not bad. Let's play a monkey down. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. I guess I could do a Murktide again. Do another Murktide a little bit bigger here. Got Ragavan to sack here. Can't flash in Brazen Borrower for the sneaky anyway. Opponent can do for X equals 1 right now. They go up with Teferi. Last guy, your plan was not a bad one for sure. Extra Crab token kind of voided it anyway. I was thinking I could draw like a bolt. New Teferi. Bounces Murktide. Now I'm wishing I put this one in. If I got a Fury, it'd be great. Fury off the top? Fury. Let's start there. To the graveyard with all of you. There's our Fury. There's a Brazen Borrower as well. Graveyard, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So theoretically, I could take this Fury and Brazen Borrower. So let's say okay to this. Put on top. I've got to kill the it's a fairy, and I'm not convinced this Murktide's sticking around. Otherworldly Gaze letting me continuously play Murktide in for the cheapest of it all, 3 3s. We'll check the crab. We'll check the crab. Crab has been checked at the door. All right, do they have the creativity? Get 2 Archons here, make me sack both of these. I drain for 6. And then I'm top decking a Fury. There's a Dwarven Mine. That's never a good sign. They could have killed Ragavan. Cycle's a clue. That's a good sign. Upticks. Okay. You would be paying full mana and leaving an extra card there for Murkt. I got the Ragavan in. Yeah, they don't appear to have it. Draw 2 cards and discard 2 cards. Treasure token. Dwarven Mine. They could go for 1 here. Feels a little odd that they could go for 1, but they could. Treasure token over there means the Fury can't hit that over there. Oh, we're doing something at instant speed. Taps and draws. One, 1, 2. I guess it kills some of them. Like I said, I can't get rid of this treasure token, so they almost always will have something there. Sure, I'll attack you. They are looking for the creativity. Prismatic Endings, my little monkey. That's also another not creativity card. Cycles. They do have to block Fury or they'll die. They can block with the chump blocking Dwarven Mine card. In a way, I might Petty Theft it away. Because our next play is Petty Theft plus Brazen Borrower. We're swinging with the team. I say they would die. They'd technically go to 1. Pass turn. Ba-dum. And make another treasure token means I can't hit that. Draw 2, discard 2. They have plenty of hits here. One card in hand. Is it the creativity? Is it it? They're at 6. I will have lethal. Blood Crypt. Oh, they go to immediately paying costs. Hard casts Archon. So I win here. No, I don't, because they're going to gain life. But I can make them kill their Archon here. So, get rid of a Murktide. Get rid of a Murktide. We're going to get rid of the Archon, at least. My opponent did draw a card. Ooh, maybe we won't. They might have another Dwarven Mine here. I feel like I want to bounce the crab token right now so that I have all my mana for next turn. And then this way, this has to find Dwarven Mine, which guarantee you they have it. This can block here. Fury is chump blocked. Let's see what we draw. That's pretty good. Okay. So combat. Swing for... I mean, they can just block here. Maybe I just attack with the 1 here. That seems bad. Let's attack with everything. Let's see what they do. I'm expecting Archon to block here. This is going to get the Dwarven Mine. They want to chump block here. I'm going to let them, I think. And I'm going to Archmage Charm draw cards. Do I draw cards here? I'm not going to be able to hold for counter. They're going to attack with the Archon. I think I draw. I draw now. So if I get a land, I can play this Brazen Borrower down. Okay. Opponent's at 5. The Bolt undoes the stuff they gain. I'll consider in response. I'm going to lose Brazen Borrower probably here. Yeah, we're pretty dead here unless I find something like nutty here. But I don't think I have anything nutty. Yeah. All right. It's 9. I know it's 9. Okay. So Flusterstorm's kind of interesting against the Indomitable Creativity list. I don't know what our out really was. Like, we could just instead lose the Archmage Charm and throw the Brazen Borrower in the block. We lose the tap Brazen Borrower. Then my opponent's at 8. I have just Fury attacking. If they have any way to block, deal damage to me or anything, we just lose. Blood Moon's okay here. Spell Pierce and Flusterstorm I do like. I don't like Bone Crusher Giant that much here. It's Flusters. Blood Moon can be like an Otherworldly Gaze. I was kind of hoping for a land, and then I'd be able to play it, and then I'd have gotten deeper. Maybe it wasn't the cleanest play. Well, this doesn't really get me anywhere immediately. Though the Fury is nice. We can bounce and tempo our opponent out a little bit here. Let's keep. I don't hate the tempo plays here. With our Brazen Borrower to bounce something, Fury to kill some stuff. We can put Obosh to hand this game. We know they're playing Archon. Actually don't hate bouncing Clue here, so they don't have it to draw with. Because I can technically use Fury to kill Crab. Always getting played? That's not good. Don't get played. Don't get played. Arid Mesa. Gonna get in the air, hopefully. No nasty what are they called? Teferis this time around. Bolt's not bad to see. Bolt's not bad to see. Let's get it going. Obosh to hand. We got a Bolt. Got some Furies. No Murktides just yet. A little awkward to have 2 of them in my opening hand here. No counter spells, by the way, either. Opponent's at 14. Opponent be at 14. Triome. Yeah, Murktide's odd. It's a 7, right? It's kind of cool. Usually you're playing it for like 2 to 3. Yeah, Murktide's big. It's a big one. Gonna Bolt Crab. I know it's a little bit of my instant speed use here. I do like kind of getting that out of there, though. Opponent needs creatures. Dwarven Mine can help them out here. Gurmag, that's Og. Pretty sure it's a 2-drop. Okay. Kills and makes a treasure token. Interesting lines here. All around for everybody. I really wish I had a counter spell. And I just play Murktide and have the counter spell up, but we haven't found any of our counter spells. Do we think it's going to be safe to put Obosh into play? Probably not. Let's do it this way. Fake a bolt. Fake a bolt. Put a nice 3/3 drop in. I want to be able to play like Obosh and put Fury into play, and then kill the big Archon. That's the thought here. They didn't fetch. Oh gosh, there's a Dwarven Mine. Just got another one. I feel like I have the wrong side of my list here right now. Man, I should make a fake Nightbot bot that copies the exact text of the message but links to something nefarious. Dominal creativity hitting 2 things, treasure token plus something else. Yeah, and I can't hit this. Now they get 2 Archons. Can put Obosh down, pitch the other one. I can do 3 and 1 over here. Still die in the air. Man. Look at how tapped out they are, too. Spell Pierce would have been great. Just didn't find it. Archmage Charm would have been great. Counter spells would have been great. It's quite cruel. It's a lot of cruelty. A lot indeed. Well, we get to kill one. All right. Tough one. Needed some of our counter magic. Otherworldly Gaze would have seen 3 lands. And another Murktide, then Bolt. Where are our counter spells? I'm looking. All right. Halfway through the library, we were going to find one. O2. O2. Mr. Quandra. We might have a bit of a list here that's like in between too much, and we're not getting that kind of optimized feeling, right? That might be what's going on here. We'll keep it going though. We gotta fight back. That's what we do. We can fight this back. Food chain. English is our opponent. We did get Obosh there. Extra sprees could have been forced. Could have been forced. Yeah. We're just running our stuff, finding out what works, what doesn't. That's part of the game plan. Man, do you play any Mahashi's type red stuff? I tend to not, because Mahashi also has YouTube content, so no. And there's no real reason for me to go into that realm of things. Occasionally I've picked the list up because I want something a little quicker. Why do you ask, Archon? I could start doing Mahashi Mondays. Do a red prison list, then a Mahashi list. I did get a lot of feedback, though, that people prefer to see the same list played twice. That was interesting feedback. What's up, Bert? Well, I don't have anything to pitch to my Fury. It's interesting. Mono red Obosh is kind of sweet, and mono red is kind of your wheelhouse. Man, I don't want this to get countered. Now that I'm staring down what I'm staring down, I don't want this to get countered. Snap Saturdays. Oh my gosh, look at all these lands. I don't want any of these. Graveyard, graveyard, graveyard. At least I didn't flood out. I think flooding out here is a bad idea. I know I've got some big things here, but come on, 3 lands? I played 21 lands. We found 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 by turn 1. 7 lands. We've found a third of the lands in the top 12 cards. Maybe I could do a collab. I don't know if they actually do anything live. Wow, they're gonna have a flying 3/3 nasty thing. Yeah, Grace, the grocery store was an absolute mess. It was an absolute mess. All right, here's the question. Do I brazen borrow this? And if they have a counter here, do I then fury it away? Or do we wait and take another punch to the face? We could even play a Murktide right now. Be a 4/4. That could block. Unholy Heat blast this, though. I think we need to wait on the Murktide. This is a tough one. Let's use Brazen Borrower at instant speed, shall we? Expressive hits the bin. Draws with Consider. Buffalo. It's cold up there. It's frigid up there. Opponent attacks us for 3, end step. Go ahead and attempt a petty theft here. Kind of expecting this to get counterspelled. There it is. Okay. Do I kind of want to Archmage Charm it. Steal it. I'm big into the stealing, if you haven't noticed. I know it's not always correct. That card is even. Petty theft. All right, let's do this instead. Let's evoke and kill the Darcy and leave Archmage Charm up. And then worst case, we'll do an Otherworldly Gaze from the graveyard at end step. This is, by the way, the mirror match that I kind of asked for. So this is like a good test of, can our version hang? And if it can, I think it's then definitely doable and playable in the meta. Just may run into things from time to time. Expressive might be worth a counter here. My opponent has 3 cards, and I'm about to play a reasonably sized, probably Murktide here. Upkeep, I could even Otherworldly Gaze if I wanted to. Do I? We have 1, 2 spells right now. Let's take a peek. Graveyard. Say okay, and then put Murktide and Ragavan. And I'm going to use Ragavan this turn and dash in. And then we might do like Murktide, because I have a feeling this Ragavan's going to die. Dashy dashy. Go, go, go. Get Unholy Heated. All right, Bolt works too. More fuel for the fire down there. 9 to 15. But now we have double Murktide. How big can I make these? It'll be interesting. Do I need 1 more card in graveyard? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I'm 1 short. You're right. You're right. I'm 1 short. Well, that's awkward. And they just played a bigger Murktide. They just played a bigger Murktide. All right. We're going to chum block the first time, and then we'll see if we can get a big matching Murktide here. Well, they bolted my Murktide. All right. I'm going to 1. Fetchland doesn't work here. If they have a second Murktide as their final card here, I'm dead. It looks like their last card, or the one they drew, was a Murktide, making this a 9X or whatever it was. All right. Bunch of Murktides coming. Bunch of Murktides coming. All right. Mystical Disputes. We can get rid of the Bloodmins this matchup. Relics feel fine. Flusterstorm is a possibility as well. What do we not like here? Take 2 Otherworldly Gazes out. And probably the Bone Crusher Giants. Murktide. Doing the Murktide things. Relic seems oof a little bit. We could kind of do this. Like take 1 Murktide out. The funny thing is if you have a Murktide in play and then you used Relic and gobbled everything up, you make your Murktide really big. It's kind of interesting, right? It's an interesting line. I like the Brazen Borrowers because bouncing something's good. This Prismari command is a little bit weak. So Master Quay, you're seeing one thing we talked about at the beginning, the Otherworldly Gaze. I almost always want to use the flashback to like dig. And if I do use that flashback, we're losing it to Murktide. It's kind of interesting. I didn't think that would be that relevant, but I feel like I want to almost dig with this most times when I have like 2, 3 extra mana. We're going to try this. I'm going to leverage my Furies a bit more. By the way, last cut, I didn't check that card between Roadside Reliquary. Sack, draw a card if you control an artifact. Draw a card if you control an enchantment. So draw 2. So it's always going to be a draw 1 in Red Prison. I don't know if sacking a land and drawing 1 card's worth it. So probably not, Last God. Delayed response to viewing card. I don't think it's a prison playable card. Let's play first. Obosh. Well, let's do it. Relic's nifty. Got Ragavan. Got this Otherworldly Gaze again. Honestly, if this hand doesn't give us a good fighting chance, then maybe we're just less optimal than Murktide. Yeah, I thought the same thing. I was like, wait, the only enchantment we play, unfortunately, yeah, is Blood Moon. It would turn off that land. You still think Ragavan will get banned? Well, we're at least playing with Ragavan for probably another 3 to 6 months. I don't think it's getting banned anytime soon. Scalding Tarn, we're going to remove Ragavan. No instant removal. They're just waiting. They're just waiting. I'll try to attack. Hiya! Unholy Heat. Okay. See if a Relic resolves here. Relic did not resolve. They forced it. They forced it. Wow. All right. Well, Relic was worth a force. Speaking of forces, Master Quaid. Quadra. I don't know why I keep calling you Master Quaid. Hey, look! They have a Relic. Dang it. All right. Otherworldly Gaze in response to this. Put in Graveyard. Dang. I don't know if I want this Relic. I guess I do. We'll play the battle here, right? Battle music. Dun, 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 dun. Consider here. No to the graveyard. Take that. Play Relic. Let's play Magic Opponent. Maybe I want him to turn on Reactor. I'm realizing I really find these completely filled text boxes kind of ugly aesthetically. These? Which? What? All right. My opponent really needed something to happen at the beginning of this game, and it's not happening for them. They only have... Would you leave my graveyard alone? Would you leave my graveyard alone? I pop it. I'm gonna use Otherworldly here. This is just to filter the top of my library. I kind of want all of that. Put on top, put on top, put on top. That can't make them feel very good. I just topped everything. I'm like, that's delicious. We'll take. Oh, all the text in like cards? Yeah, paragraphs are tough to read. That's why we get them wrong all the time. All right, we're going to get our land here. So we have a good shot at winning this game. My opponent just happens to be on exactly 1 land until turn 6. Or turn 5 at least. Hey, they've got a land. Well, we're going to wait a turn here, only because Counterspell. Last God, just wait until the 30th anniversary of Magic. You're going to have 8 keywords that are going to make an entire sentence that when translated to actual text will be 6-page dissertation. All right. I don't care about Ragavan. I will actually attempt to bounce this. That's shocking. I could use a little more. I'd like to petty theft this. The reason I'm shocking is the plan is to go ahead and flash this in as well. I guess I could have waited to do this. But if they want to burn a spell on Brazen Borrower, by all means. They're spacing around keywords. Oh, they go to discard. That's good for us. Well, there's bonus Fury. Wonder if it's time to just play a Fury here and not worry about it getting just blasted. I could also just leave Dispute open. Let's just wait. I feel like me attacking for 3 every turn here, I could just wait for 1 more mana, and then I'd be pretty good with Mystical Dispute plus the Fury, even if they get it away. Text box is ugly. All right, let's go for it. Shall we cycle here? I know the Relic's keeping things on track, but I think a cycle there is totally fine for us. Fetch. Let's go ahead and get Obosh down. Obosh to double up Brazen Borrower here. And then Obosh is harder to kill with bolts and unholy heats. This looks good. You would have jammed Obosh the previous turn. Well, we jammed Obosh here. Thanks, mod. Auto mod does do some weird things from time to time. Unholy Heats, Brazen Borrower. All right. Still got a big Obosh. It's a 3/5 coming for your face. Ragavan to defend. We find ourselves a lightning bolt. Guess we're winning. Guess we're winning. Blast Ragavan for 8 damage. Swing and bolt. All right, Obosh. The first time we get Obosh in, aside from my opponent missing a few lands, we get the win. Obosh, when played, 1 for 1. 1 for 1. Okay, so do we change anything? Kind of like my Murktide out, they did bring in their own relics. I think we're okay. I think we're okay. Hanging with Murktide, the OG version, with our Obosh Murktide list. I think we're going to send it back. So, Archon, you asked a little bit about the silent spider there that has a lot of text. So, exile target card if an opponent's graveyard other than a basic land card. Search the player's graveyard, hand, and library for any number of cards with the same name. Card and exile them. Then the player shuffles. For as long as you control this, you may play one of the exile cards, and you may spend mana as though it were remaining. Kind of like once you've read it once, you get that it's basically surgical. I can play the card so long as I have the silent spider. And there's text like must shuffle, you search these non-land or other than a basic land so you don't steal your opponent's basic lands. So once you kind of like have that knowledge there, it's, you know, it could be shortened to ETB, exile, graveyard card, and then search for anything and able to play. You can spend mana any color. Like, that's pretty short. I get it. There's a lot of text there. And obviously it takes a chance to read it and stuff, but it, you know, you can't like reference cards, but it's like surgical with ability to play exile card with mana of any color. Yeah, so luckily it's not confusing, but there is a lot of text there. Well, opponent will never play Murktide and Darcy will be tiny. I mean, it's a lot there. It's a lot. It'd be nicer if it could be more succinct, but I think the rules of Magic, and they want to make unique, interesting cards, right? If they're able to make unique, interesting cards, other trading card games will have to compete. Their own Ragavan. Do I play my own Ragavan and then watch mine get bolted? Or do I just play like Relic here? Relic seems okay. Keep Darcy in check. Ragavan's going to get them a little extra mana here. I feel if I play my own Ragavan, they just attack, I'm in trouble. I'd rather them swing in here. Maybe I can dash back, or I have 2 relics on the board. Why did I have the Steam Vents and 2 Emeralds? Emrakul, Aeon Torn from Mill. Steam Vents to help Prismatic Ending. Other Emrakul in case I ran into control. Yeah, they all had purposes. Well, we're just trying to put things into the board here. We are on the draw this game, and my opponent has had an opportunity to go at me here. We do have the monkey. My opponent has gotten to attack. We're going to find out if they can remove this or not. We have a lot of lands. Looks like we're going to be putting Obosh to hand pretty soon. I really don't want to be 0-3 here. But we are playing the mirror. What do you think in including a 4th Shinobi? Last God would tell you yes. Definitely blocking Ragavan here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Could Murktide be a 4/4. Consider still lets my opponent Murktide, making it bigger though now. 6/6. Now they can't. I just said, may the Relic Wars begin. It is a Relic fight. You can take all my stuff. I'm probably going to have to pop my Relic just because of how many things are already in my opponent's graveyard. Opponent's got 1 card. We have... Oh, they have 2 cards. My bad. They have 2. I feel like... They're laughing at me. Wait, are they watching? That's too coincidental. I started laughing about my draw. Do I have to pop one of these, or can I like fade? Can I fade Murktide for a turn? How much does this put in there? There's 3 spells. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm so afraid of Murktide. It'd be a 7/7. I mean, they didn't do it last time. They just drew with a bobble. They had the option to. I'm gonna risk it. I'm gonna risk it. If I can keep both of these online and eat up more, then they won't ever be able to really play a decent Murktide. Darcy will be small, and then we can get Obosh and Fury and probably win. Oh, yeah. Do nothing. They probably have Counterspell. That's still a problem. The cards my opponent has are still a problem. That being said, let's eat this graveyard up. A little bit of flooding. A little bit of flooding. I think it's worth trying to put the Darcy down. I mean, if my opponent has, like, Ragavan as their top card and they don't counter this. Look, I did everything. Woo! F6. All right. Shoot this. Bolted. Draws with a relic. Graveyards are clear. F6. Please don't have Ragavan. I want my Ragavan. Top of the library finds, consider. I'll probably burn that. It's so, like, heartbreaking to see the Ragavan here. Because I feel like the Ragavan could easily take this game over. Back to hand. Gets rid of my consider. How considerate. All right. I'm going to pop both relics at end step here. We're going to find some action, and we're going to try to get an Obosh down around Counterspell. Opponent's accumulating a lot of cards, and every treasure token's making this harder and harder to deal with. Let's go ahead and pop one of these just to see if I can find a bolt. That's not a bad card. That could help resolve Obosh. Okay. Brazen Bar would be nice. I don't think they're going to play Brazen Borrower. They could potentially have 2 counter spells here. Cumulative upkeep. Well, they're paying cost for something. They're just going to put a Brazen Borrower into play? They do. Interesting. All right. Let's look for action. Well, then. My own dashing monkey. Do I dash this monkey in? You bet I do. You bet I do. We don't need Obosh. We can counter if they have a bolt or something here. It's their turn to give me a card. No, leave it alone. Is Fluster better to keep or Spell Pierce? I guess Fluster is... Fluster's probably better to keep. Like marginally better. You got a force over their opponent. There's been a lot of spells cast. Same target, same target, same target, same target. I want this Ragavan to hit. Are you winning, son? I'm trying. I'm trying, Druid. Well, I stole a Murktide from them, but I can't cast it. Back to the hand you come, Ragavan. Okay. They have their Ragavan. A lot less mana than I do, though. So if I get like a 1 spell or 2 spells off the top, we're good. They are hitting me for 5, putting me to 8, assuming they're dashing here. Expressive. Okay. Exiles a consider. Attacks for 3, does not decide to dash a monkey in. Interesting. Fascinating. Second main. Plays that consider that was exiled, takes a damage. Looks at the top card. Bobble to the graveyard. Draws a fresh card. All right. Top of the library. Really crushing it. I'm looking at Obosh and like, do I want to attack for 4 here? Like, if I attack for 4 here and end up ripping a bolt off them, I could win. I could win. Like, is that worth the risk? I don't think it's that much of a risk. Let's go for it. Let's go for the win here. Rip the bolt. One time, rip the bolt right here. Give me your bolt. Or give me a consider to find my own bolt. Give me the bolt. Here we go. Bolt. What a funky looking spell pierce. Whoa, what a funky looking spell pierce. We tried. We tried. We went for the win there. It was a good attempt. I like the attempt too. Now we have an Obosh in play. Doesn't mean the Obosh is bad here. It could just die to an Unholy Heat. We had no, counter spells or protection. This game's coming down to one person swing, another person swing. So I think we really have to kind of do that. Just commit. Just commit. Spell pierce, but judge. What do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4. So 7, 7 if they went murky. Obosh is threatening some lethal possibilities. This has got to be Murktide. Ooh, expressive iteration. Okay. Gonna find a land, right, opponent? Land Murktide. Make an 8/8. Top deck Fury. Bash in, win. Misty Rainforest. Plays it. Going to 5, I assume. Probably 4. I mean, they're almost dead, too. Almost dead. Not that we have the greatest cards right here. Using red mana, Unholy Heat, Ragavan to defend. Attacks are 3 in the air. Titans for the weak. Okay. Removal for the Ragavan, dash in, find the bolt, win the game. Send both in. They have to block the Murktide, the Obosh, and we'll see what happens. Steel Monkey win. I mean, if this happens, they can't use the Misty, and I have a counter spell. I like this line a little bit more than going for this, and then they just Unholy Heat here. Because they have to block Obosh. And then they can't fetch, because this is going to do 4 to him. And we'll see their spell, and then we could even see our spells. Well, they're going to 4. Now I just counter. Counter and double damage. They're going to 2. You have the force? Do you have the force? Relic activation. On themselves. We can hang with the big people. We can hang with the big people. Taking down the Murktide list. Maybe this is the Murktide mirror breaker here. No idea what we're going to draw, but that's okay. This is good. This is good. That was a difficult matchup. But we saw the power of Obosh, and when it was a bunch of relics versus each other, stalling out those Murktides, we had the extra card that mattered. The extra card that mattered. We got to win. 1 and 2. Going to match number 4. Let's get that 2-2. Maybe it just took a little bit of warming up, too, after all. We're a very red mage person, but this is a lot of blue in here. It's kind of, boiling our blood. Boiling our blood a little bit. Let's play first. Declare that Obosh. 3-2 incoming? Let's hope for it. Let's hope for it. All right, we got the Ragavan, Skenthaluris. Got the Fury. That not going to do much with. Play pass. Play pass. Now, if they try to do the whole, oh, I'm going to make sure you don't dash in a new monkey, we can spell pierce them. But my opponent is that sweet Hammer Time list. Well, this is going to be interesting. Red spell. Red spell. Say it with me, chat. Red spell. Red. Red. Red spell. Red. Yes. No. Crumbles. Timeout crumbles. Red. Thank you. Exactly, Last God. Archon's banned too. Here we go. Who said colorless? Who's like, lol, he's gonna flood. Thank you for timing them out. They deserve it. They deserve it. All right, we have the spell pierce for this. Woo! And oh, why didn't I fetch? Have a free card, opponent. Wasn't holding priority. You got to hold that control button. It's okay. We gave our opponent the freebie because they're going to need the freebie. Red. There we go. That'll work. Prismari command's pretty good, but let's clear the board here. Clear the board. Smash in with the Ragavan. Got the Archmage Charm for the defense. They'll need that freebie card. In for 2. Stoneforge. Search for library for an equipment card. Well, I don't have any equipment cards. No equipment cards here. Mine. I'm so into this stealing crap. It's so bad for me. My Sentinel. I'm so obsessed with this. We're gonna die to this ink moth. It's gonna be great. My body's ready. Let's swing. We're almost in that Obosh territory. I'm probably going to play a Murktide so I have a flyer against Ink Moth. What if they gave me Sigardizade and then Hammer? That'd be brutal. All right, little 5-5 here. In chat, you need to ask, is this 62 gaming? What about Nintendo 64? Remember when Archmage Charm was a 50-cent bulk rare? I sold all mine at 30 cents each. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Bavarian. I kind of want them to play a few spells. I need to draw some cards here. Just wanted Dear Sweet Fluffy to have a red draw. Feels bad. Won't happen again. That's not good. That's not good. That's not good. Panic. 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 Pure Steel. Hammer. Attaches to Pure Steel. All right. Scary. Ornithopter. Also scary. So Obosh to hand, swing for 5. I can't swing, can I? I can't swing because Pure Steel Paladin, they boot up Ink Moth, put it on, and hit me for the infect damage. We gotta take our time here. I unfortunately did get rid of the pure Prismari command earlier. We'll block with Ragavan. Ragavan is donezo. There's a Consider. Okay. What's interesting is I can make the Murktide bigger here and have Obosh maybe. Let's put the lands in the graveyard. It's a Blood Moon. Ooh. Yes, please. I think the moon does let us swing. I could also put another Murktide in, make this a 6/6. I kind of like the 6/6 because it also gives me another blocker. I'm going to go with the extra Murktide here. Growing this one and swinging with the 6/6 in the air. And then I can play like Obosh and both of these are lethal. We are risking that Ornithopter could block and a new hammer could show up. Got a couple blockers here. Feeling kind of safe. I mean, the hammer has to come off the top here, right? Stone Forge. That goes and gets a hammer. Gets a Shadow Spear. I'm good with this. I'm good with this. They're going to attach Shadow Spear here. They're going to gain a whole bunch of life. Yeah, I'm good with this. I'm ready to die. I'm ready to die. Otherworldly Gaze. Let's put Obosh into play and pass turn. See what happens. If they didn't have the Thopter, I'd win. Yeah, because this would be 20 damage. But now I have to defend. The Thopter's the only thing that saved them there. Why would you attack like that? All right, well, he defends like this. Go to 1. Guess I'll go to 1. If they've got like something that beefs up one of these, it's gonna do on the flyer anyway. Yeah, okay. All right. Shattering Sprees, Pillages, okay, Return, Spell Bomb, maybe Blood Moon, maybe Alpine Moon. What do we not like here? Darcy's don't really do a lot because we can't typically get them flying. Take 2 Otherworldly Gazes out. That's 5. Easy 5 there. And then probably Blood Moon, Alpine Moon just for 2 Ragavans. I mean, I don't mind a blocker or 2. We are on the play. We could play some Mystical Disputes. They don't play blue, but it is a counter spell. Probably don't need that, though. Lightning Bolts, Bone Crushers, Furies, okay, Return, Pillage, Shattering Sprees, and things to deal with the land base. Let's do it. Let's do it. All right, Hammer Time. I'm ready for you, Hammer Time. Cool. Cool. I like our opening hand. I don't like Ragavan. I'd probably prefer a Fury, or I'd prefer, you know, Bolt or something, but we'll lead with Ragavan. Doesn't mean we can't maybe get some action going here. There's just Sigarda's Aid. That's fine. Let's go ahead and connect with our opponent's face. All right. Interesting mishmash of things happening here. We can draw. We can deal 2 damage. We've got to consider. Opponent's going to be wary of Spell Bomb, probably. All right. Flooded Strand. Sanctifier. Not bad. Let's just get rid of that now. And then at upkeep, I'm going to go ahead and consider here. Connor, man, what's up? How's it going? I will take that card, take the draw. These are all great cards. Attack, pass turn, probably. Silent clearing for my opponent. How'd it go, Connor? Connor, man, we're playing against Hammer. You play a lot of Hammer. You play a decent amount of Hammer. Hopefully your stream went well. Ooh, Saga. You got it. Stoneforge Mystic. Let's see if we can kill Stoneforge Mystic before they grab something. They play a hammer. I'm going to let, I think, this one resolve, because then I can use Prismari command. 5-0 on prowess. We beat final boss Crashing Footfalls. Nice. Well done. It's kind of a cute one here too. So deal 2 damage to any target and destroy an artifact. Swing. I got Brazen Borrower and Bolts. Springleaf Drum from my opponent. I think I'll pass on that. Our Ragavan's going the distance here. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Esper Sentinel. All right. I think our Ragavan has come to a conclusion here in terms of what it can do for us. At least that's what my gut is telling me. Let's put a reasonable size Murktide into play. And I think kind of tempted to just attack and see what they do. Like if they use Urza Saga, then I'm kind of free to bounce and bolt stuff if I wanted to. Could also just trade the Ragavan. So like just bolt Esper Sentinel, pay for it here. I believe the Brazen Borrow is a little bit better. I'll offer the trade of the Construct token here because I have the Brazen Borrower and the Ragavan's not winning this game anymore. No trade, so we get a new treasure token. We find ourselves a land again, or a Saga, in fact. All right. So my opponent's going to make another dude. They're going to probably put a hammer over on Construct token. I kind of want them to really give it the all in here. And then I'll bounce the Construct token. Okay, got it. Go forth, commit. And bounce. Nice. Check that out. Look what happened, chat. Looks great. Okay. We hit there. 1, 2, 3.
Now this is 62 gaming.
What are you all doing? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Not quite enough to put Obosh here. Let's go ahead and put a Bone Crusher down. Let's attack for 5 in the air. Have 2 blockers. Flash and Brazen Borrower, I think. They're going to reattach this. Maybe I just go get Obosh here instead of flashing in. Obosh would then make it 10 damage that comes back across here. Oh, that's a really good top deck. Oh, we felt good about our Brazen Borrower and we have him dead next turn. But now we don't. Now we don't. That is a rip. Like, we could get an Archmage Charm. We could have... I mean, at that point, they'd had nothing really... Well, Bolt doesn't kill it. It would have had to been like a Fury. It could have been... Ban Plains. If we had our Blood Moon or Alpine Moon earlier, if we top decked the Shattering... Oh, man. It's heartbreaking. Does Plains add anything positive? All right, Mr. Quadra. Let's see if we can snag you a 2-3. That game was 1 swing out of reach, and wasn't an earlier game 1 swing out of reach too? 50 play points is totally worth it. That game was definitely, was the earlier game 1 swing out of reach? I think it was. Yeah, several 1 turn off. Yeah, both games that turn were. They're close. They're close. I don't know, Archon. It's tough to say. I mean, we'll do some reviewing of what's going on here. I'd argue it's tough to say. Jademp Wolf. Well, Fluffy Wolf is better than Jademp Wolf. Match 5 is calling my name. Match 5 is like, Fluffy. What's up, Magic Online? Fluffy, you've done so well. You fought hard. Have a gift. Thanks, Magic Online. All right. Let's get a Darcy down, pass the turn. No companion for my opponent. Flooded Strand for our opponent. Top deck is a... Interesting. Interesting card. Please fetch non-basic. Thank you. I'm showing like... Oh, what are you doing with this island over here? I mean, I guess I'm showing an Obosh. We look like Grixis Shadow excluding this giant beast. We still could be. Let's bolt them, get some value here. My opponent is interacting with us. Oh, Spell Pierce. And Shane, thanks for the raid. Let me fetch here first to get another extra land out of the grave. Do you think they have another Spell Pierce? Man, Fury's kind of cool. Let's put it into the graveyard because I don't think my opponent has too many creatures here. I'm gonna be slamming this Blood Moon. It's a wolf versus wolf matchup, exactly. Here comes the extra island here. Do you have another spell pierce? The answer is no. Put this into my graveyard. I don't need them lands. Attack for 1, pass turn, double blue for my opponent. Mono blue control. Redeem posture check. Wow. Another consider for our opponent. Bavarian, thank you for the gifted sub to Crumble. Hold on. Crumbles wished for a blue card earlier. I remember. This is doing a stellar job right now. Oh my gosh, it's mono blue Murktide probably. An 8/8. Can I get a petty theft off the top? You're a literal turn too late, Archmage Charm. But thank you for the gifted. Appreciate it. Oh my gosh, it is like mono blue Murktide. What is happening? Do I need a block? I can't block. This doesn't fly. Oh, let's try to draw some cards. I need them to like counter this and I get petty theft and oh my gosh, what just happened? What just happened? Otherworldly Graze is graveyard. Hold on, I'm drawing cards. We'll get to you in a second. Petty theft. Petty theft. Well, that's interesting. That would technically kill it. Crumbles, thank you for the 10. All right, you can wish for blue cards. Mortal Kill Zone, Yemen Sun, Leveling Up Lives, OG Trilla, Mover Shaker, Swish, Swishy Swash. Zigo got one. Bredna, Breeden 87. The Will, Hall in Chaos. All right. I mean, if I had one more land, I could go pitch Blood Moon, pitch Obosh, and leave Counterspell up. That obviously isn't happening here. Just cast Fury. Maybe they'll be like, whatever. Whatever. They're countering this. All right. So I've got to beat what appears to be mono blue Murktide. So Mystical Disputes and Flusterstorms are definitely coming in. And let's bring these relics in. Blood Moon doesn't appear to be very good in this matchup based on what I ran into. And I think 2 Otherworldly Gazes can come out. Prismari Command, maybe even the Bone Crusher Giants here. We didn't see any red. Doesn't mean they don't have it. They saw the line. I know, the Abzan person got here. I can't believe it. Wish we could revert that. Wow, we're on a level 4 hype train? We're never that high. All right.
Train?
What's going on, Crumbles? You need to put that credit card away. Crumbles, put it away before someone gets hurt. Thank you for an additional 10. Xanatharius, J.K. Torborg, Agroblaze, Grossbill, Rice Ball. Ooh, Rice Ball. Tasty. Dave B got one. Kevin KB. Thunderbird got one here too. Notes in an octave. Singing over there. Quiet got one. Quiet's here. Quiet, isn't it super late for you? Or am I thinking someone else? Quiet's gonna be it. Had to pass level 14 or 4. Sorry, level 14. Let's play first against this Murktide person. We don't have Boyle. We got a donation list to finish. Let's do this. It's a good hand. Let's blast them. We have the red power. We have the red power. Do. Bavarian Lord Michal. It's like Michael, but with an M-E instead of M-I. All right, go the distance, Ragavan. Go the distance. Crumbles, put the wallet away. All right, I'm going to focus on the game here real quick because we've got this match. It is for a donation. I don't know what's happening. Island. Snag. I kind of regret not putting my other red source down. All right, Vapor Snag. They are mono blue. It's confirmed. Vapor Snag at me, you jerk. Level 5's as high as it goes. You've completed it. 227%. Cha-ching. We're good. Crumbles, you can put the wallet away. Put it down. Thank you very much. I do appreciate the support. Not only for the donation list, but also Crumbles for all those gifted subs. It is awesome. 2 mana this time. Snapcaster. No. Denied. It's gonna be so bad if they had a Force of Negation. I didn't have the Steam Vents in play. We connect with our lovely opponent over there. Consider. Cancel. Play this down. Play Darcy. Use their consider. Surveil. Dig. Dig. Hype success. What did we get? Got hype popcorn. Oh my gosh, that's perfect. We can eat popcorn while we're watching games now. Graveyard that land. Consider. Let's say no. Let's go all bolts. All bolts for my opponent. Graveyard. Here comes the Murktide. I didn't get the stop on the draw step fast enough. This is fine. It's only going to be so big, and double bolt will get it. It's not that scary. Double bolt gets this. It just looks like I missed the relic, and really, I'm playing the... Wow. It's not enough. I guess we're just double bolting here. I'm like staring at this, trying to figure out another way to do this, and there's no other way. We just bolt. Bolt, do some surveilling, eat it with the relic. Opponent's got 2 cards here. We'll put this on top of the library. If they go to force the second bolt here, I've got a counter spell on top. It's a squirrel emote. Yeah, it is a squirrel emote. Going to counter. Going to counter. We'll put that on top. We're going to have some spells in the graveyard here in a second. You have another force, opponent? Do you have another force? Put on top. Swing. Oh, we're doing it. Taking down Murktide. Kind of want them to have that Archmage turn because it appears they missed a land. Anyway. Delver, oh secrets. Well, Fury, blast the Delver. Hit for 3 again. This is my life now. This is my life now. constantly attacking for just small incremental amounts of what Delver could be flipped or what this could be as Delirium. Aha, I found one of their islands. So they're Murktide Delver. Straight blue Murktide. It's going to be really funny. There's going to be a funny line to all this if we can win this match. Let's not get ahead of ourselves, though. Let's keep connecting with my opponent's face. Spell Pierce is a good one. Whoa, opponent. Whoa, 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 whoa. Trying to vapor snag my fury. All right. Clearly, Blood Moon's bad here. Do we want to change anything? They have Delver. Yeah, they're playing Vapor Snag. Game 3 again. There's been a lot of Game 3s. All 2 of them. I don't know if Bone Crusher's good or not. I have Fury and Bolt. And I could Archmage Charm it as well. I don't think I need to. Steal it with Charm as well. Then they Vapor Snag it. I think we're good. I don't think 2 Bone Crushers is going to make or break this game. Playing the big Murktides. Opponents on the play. Got to avoid the counter spells. Ooh, one land is Delver, or not Delver. I don't think I can keep this. One land. Mr. Quadra, one land's too risky. We're gonna have to mulligan this. Let's hope we don't mulligan to oblivion. Here we go. Mulligan. Okay. Keep this. Pitch a land. Start with Relic, probably. Then work our way to Darcy. Opponent's gone to 5. Relic should stop them from Murktide, giving us plenty of time here. We might see an early Delver, though. Hall. Unless we think they have... Do they have the Pierce? You got the 1-mana Pierce? Or were you holding Vapor Snag? And when I ever face Gaia's Will from Modern Horizon 2 in any form, I remember people claiming it OP. I have not. So that's my answer. All right, opponent's going to be digging, it looks like. We have the Rain of Fire that we can do to them. It's the straight mirror. It's the straight mirror. They just cut red. We got Obosh, Ragavan, and Darcy, and they're just like, Delver, Otherworldly Gaze. Delver, Otherworldly Gaze. That's what they're doing. Let's go ahead and eat this before they get use out of it. Land, Darcy, maybe bolt this. Gonna go to end step. I have 2 bolts. I think we can play with this Delver a little bit here. Little play with. Hydrate. What if I want to focus? Oh, they didn't reveal. Doesn't attack. We'll do some fetching here. I'm gonna go ahead and go for 1 bolt. Go for 1 bolt. I get a Surveils, which is good. Want to check the top of my library. They probably want to protect Delver as well. Maybe an Archmage Charm. Be funny if they stole this. I could steal their Delver. All right, disputes it. That's fine. They have 1 or 2 cards left. I'll put this on top of the library. Knowing what kind of list they are, I like the option here. Another Surveil. Graveyard that. Attack for 1. our Delver? I mean, I guess I could have stolen their Delver. I'm kind of hoping that I can use this Archmage Charm to more, like, dare I say, counter something. My opponent would just Vapor Snag and replay their Delver. I don't think it's correct quite to steal it there. Tempting, yes. But I'd much rather have my Archmage Charm ready to protect us. Scalding Tarn's gonna get gobbled up. I don't believe I'm ready to go get Obosh either. Again, just because I wanna use this Archmage Charm to counter. Opponent's low on cards. This is the reason we're considering this. 4, 5, 6. They play a land. They could attempt Murktide, and I can just charm it. What is this? 7? 6. 20 turn clock as Wizards intended. Magic is fantastic for non-English speakers to learn it. Here comes Murktide. Here's our Archmage Charm. Counter. Let's go ahead and fetch here as well. I'm not going to use Bold. I'm just going to get an island. Graveyard this. Take our draw, and we can go get Obosh now. I need to stop drawing lands. Need to stop drawing lands. Okay, so we have an Obosh here. We have a Bolt. My opponent's got 1 card. Looking good. We could double the clock here in a second. Any Murktide of our own would be really good. Willing to bet my opponent has a counter spell now. How long do we wait on this? Got 6 mana. It's almost worth just waiting until my opponent does something. Delve is a magic term. I hate to use my Relic and then Murktide sucks to top deck, so let's take a draw. All right. That's not bad. That one's not bad. I think we test the waters here. Let's go ahead and test the waters here for a counter spell. No counter spell. I guess they have Vapor Snag? That was interesting. I didn't expect that to resolve. Now we're going to just Obosh next turn. They have a lot of mana. Gonna haul me. I'm really nervous. All right. Counterspell? No? All right, there's that Vapor Snag. I'm like, where is it? It's like, it's got to exist somewhere over there. All right, 2 damage. Huh. Just kidding. 1 damage. Crap. With all these Vapor Snags, this hull is looking kind of scary now. Keeping the 20 turn clock honest. I know, right? go ahead and replay the Obosh here. Now you have the counter spell. Now you got the counter spell. All right, in for one. At a upkeep next turn, I'm gonna go ahead and fire off a lightning bolt. This way I can get some checks on what's going on off the top of my library here. Opponent's got one card to beat. Graveyard this to look deeper. This is probably no good, right? Graveyard deeper. Draw. Going to 6. Yeah, Flusterstorm wouldn't have been enough if this is just straight counterspell. This is what, a 7/7? So big. Yeah, we're flooding a little bit. I ditched some things. They're concerned. You want to know why they're concerned? I'm representing that this last card could be Murktide. I dumped all kinds of spells into the graveyard, and they're worried about that. They're also worried because it's a 3 types. I could make these 4 and then attack for 2 3/3s. There's Snapcaster. Snapcaster counterspell here. Let's look like what they're going to do. We'll pass. This isn't resolving, obviously. Be worried. No attacks. Opponent's at 6. Do they just boot up Hall and attack? I don't know. Do you know? Does anyone know? Oh, they're doing it. I love it. This isn't like 7/7 giant with war, blah, 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 blah. I was going to say, I don't have to be worried here, right? I'm just blocking, jumping. Delirium would be lethal. It's a shame we can't really get Delirium too often. Wow, they just go for it. That jerk. All right, one chump. One chump because I'm going to play Fury, get rid of this. They play a land. Top of the library is 8. Furies are cool cards. Pass the turn here again. All right, they top deck something here. Murktide's scary, but I can actually kill it. Because I'd attack with the Fury, they have to block, and then I play the new Fury. Hall is a little bit annoying here, but I have the ability to pay for the ward. So if I go to attack and they block with this, I can Fury afterwards. So we're not in the worst spot here. Oh, opponent's going to 5. Give me the big murky. Murktide. Murktide. All right, there's that 5/5. This is 5 mana. This needs 6. Probably just Fury pre-combat, right? And then I save this. Archmage Charm was an excellent draw. Archmage Charm was an excellent draw. Just gonna attack with the Fury. I don't need some weird shenanigans. They block here. This is attacked, somehow bounce, swing, kill me or something. Right? Vapor Snag is what? 1 damage to them. I mean, I have the Archmage Charm, but there's no reason to rush anything else in. Double Furies here, Darcy, and 1 Archmage Charm. 1 draw for my opponent. No. No, you can't consider. Yeah, 1 damage to me on the Vapor Snag. Is that right? I forget which way the damage goes. So yeah, the Vapor Snag, and if I attacked and weird stuff, that could have been it. 2, 3. Can I just point out, since we did win the match, that we beat the 2 Murktide lists. We beat it was a fun one that was true blue-red, and we beat the blue Murktide. We beat the Murktide lists. We lost to everything else, but we beat the Murktide list. That's like something, right? 2-3 is not bad either. Not bad. I'm pretty pleased. I'm pretty pleased with the results. Now, what worked, what didn't? In this instance, we unfortunately lost a hammer. Bone Crusher Giant does do some things there for that. You could probably add a Prismari command over Bone Crusher Giant. That would give us a little more flexibility, killing some more artifacts rather than just going after the creatures. I don't know about Otherworldly Gaze. As interesting as this card is to fuel out Murktide, I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced, Mr. Quadra. But it was fun to play with. What this list is probably just straight missing is the ability to turn Darcy into Delirium. So, turn into Delirium. Activate Delirium. So what do we have here? You've combined a lot of lists, and I think based on one league out with it, we've got to choose a direction a little bit here. You can bring the Unholy Heats back, and you got to bring some sort of artifact in or some other spell that can get to the graveyard so that you're good to go. You're going to get that Delirium. You're going to start really punching in. Or you can use Darcy as a bit of a filter and stuff, but I don't know if these otherworldly gazes work too much because you have the Murktide. Murktide's really the only thing that matters from the graveyard. Otherworldly gaze could be a planeswalker, removal spell, more digging power that's putting the card into your hand. Keep in mind that this doesn't put the card into your hand. So there's that. I think I agree with Last God that this is the biggest thing that it misses from the blue-red is that expressive iteration. And not having maybe a different sorcery is kind of hurting us a lot for Darcy. I don't know if you would splash black to do Thoughtseize as an Inquisition, something like that. Or if you wanted to pick up some other things like, say, Serum Visions or something else that's in that sorcery category. If that's the case, Darcy makes sense. What worked really well, though, top-end Fury, top-end Murktide, and Obosh, very strong. All did excellent things. Ragavan was really pretty good, as it always is. And so you can probably look at Fury, Ragavan, and Murktide a lot. Build from there and come up with your line of what you want to do. You do lose out on Counterspell here, but we got that kind of late game Obosh and the later game kind of niceness that comes with Obosh, which is super nice with Murktide because sometimes the lists, we saw Relics or Graveyard Hate against Murktide was working really, really well. We have the ability to go over that. And Murktide lists, if they run into too much Graveyard Hate, they can struggle. This one seemed to do just fine. Considering we're not even trying to get Darcy up to a 3-3. Overall, I enjoyed the list. It was kind of cool to try to combine ourselves to those odd converted mana cost or mana value pieces. So that was pretty sweet. So I'm down for that. It was a sweet list. Thank you so much for donating. If you want to be like Mr. Quadra, you can hit up the donation links down below in YouTube, and for Twitch, someone will throw them in the chat if you want to see your own league here. I can understand that. Could bring in mainboard spell bombs. Yeah. Yep. I would do definitely 2, maybe spell bombs mainboard. You could even get away with that enchantment that Luris likes to buy back. That's 1 mana. You sacrifice, it does 2. And I like Serum Visions over Otherworldly Gaze. I think you got to replace. Otherworldly Gaze is like super fast Murktide, and unless we literally get Murktide on turn 2, which would require what? Fetch, Otherworldly Gaze, and a fetch and dumping everything. Fetch, Otherworldly Gaze, that puts 4, a fetch. You don't get to use the other half of Otherworldly Gaze, and then you can Murktide. If you don't hit a bunch of spells, you're making like a 4/4. Serum Visions, bring some spell bombs in, play your Darcy's, 4/3, 4/3. Go kick some butt. Sweet list, though. Thank you again. Hope you enjoyed.